Good afternoon. I'm waiting for the slides to be projected. Um, we are opening the freelance session. I just want to get interactive with you. If there are any freelancers here, I'd want to hear your experience in freelancing. My name is Gabriel. I'm a paid media expert and a marketing consultant. Is it okay now? Okay, great. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Gabriel. I'm a paid media expert and a marketing consultant. I help businesses expand their reach and drive sales online using targeted marketing. So my journey into digital marketing and freelancing is an interesting one. I studied geological engineering in school. I wanted to be an engineer. I wanted to be in the mining space. So after school, is it okay? Okay, sorry. After school, I didn't get in. Apparently, my connections were not good enough. I think I have better connections now. So around that time, there was the excitement and the craze of social media. And a friend of mine began a social media company. So I jumped on board. We used to go around looking for clients to manage their social media platforms for them and everything. Along the line, I had to break away because partnerships end. And then it was around COVID. And that was when I took my first digital marketing course online. Google Digital Garage. I don't know, most of you here, probably you know about it. And that was how my journey started. So after that, I collaborated with a couple of businesses here in Ghana. And then around 2022, I decided to go specific in digital marketing. I needed to choose a particular area I wanted to master in. So I decided to go paid advertising because I realized that digital was going in the space of being pay to play. So you need to pay to be seen. So, recent data shows that if you post online organically, the ratio of reaching your organic audience is around 1:25, which means that for every 25 of your audience, you expect only one person to see it organically. If you want to reach more people, then it means you need to pay to be seen. So I took my courses online, as usual, Google certifications for those of you that are aware of it, and then, pardon my voice, I'm a bit nervous. So I took my certifications online, and then I collaborated with a couple of businesses here in Ghana, and I've collaborated with businesses internationally as well. I've collaborated with businesses in Nigeria, Cameroon, South Africa, Israel, Germany, and then the UK. So everything I'll be sharing today is based on my experience and then what I have learned from people that have gone ahead of me. So please, that is about me. I would want to get to hear from some of the influencers and the freelancers we have here just so that I'm able to settle in. So please, if we have any freelancers here who would want to tell me about their experience. Hi.
Thank you. My name is Vincent Nlekiba. I've been a freelancer since 2019, and I can say that freelancing on platforms like Fiverr and Upwork has not been very easy like that because there's a lot of competition on those platforms, and it has not been easy. People with so much skill and talent are saturated in the platforms, and my experiences on these platforms actually inspired me to also start a freelancing platform here in Ghana, based in Ghana. Yes, and I find this to be a great opportunity to unveil it and just announce it to everyone too. Yeah, because I know what it feels like to know that you are talented and you have a skill in something, but it's not noticed. People are not seeing it and all that. So I got inspired by this, and I created one freelancing platform. It's called Cribly. That is Criblie. Yes, Cribly. Yeah, so it's online. You can just check it out and register as a freelancer and get connected with potential clients. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, please, any other person to share their experience? Yeah, you can, why not?
Okay, hi, my name is Rahima Kwe, and I normally say I like to be a jack of all trades because in this current world, you have to be able to do everything so you can get money here and there. But currently, after I would say some journey of freelancing, I've been able to create a company, build a company called Prime Arts, a digital marketing firm. Freelancing is actually difficult. People are trying to slash the money, but they want more to be done for them. So if you don't really know how to speak and know how to go about what you're actually doing, you probably get yourself working more than you're actually being paid for. So yeah, that's my experience also with freelancing. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you. Please.
Hi everyone, my name is Kwabena Bediako. I'm also a geological engineering graduate.
I did geological engineering.
Yeah, that's why. Charlie Ghana had. Ghana had past pegmatite. If you're a geological engineer, you'll get it. So for me, my journey has been starting from the bottom, understanding that if you are at the bottom, you'll be fed, the breadcrumbs. So very quickly, I decided that no, I'm not going to design. I'm just going to do agency stuff. So what I do is that I just get my guys, put them on jobs, and like, Charlie, job come or you go do, and like, yeah, how much? Like 200, and then I'll say, oh, client, he say you go take 250 or 300, so that I can pocket the 50 or the 100. So I have my own informal freelancing platform by myself. The challenge is that people don't want to take you for what you say you can do, because they feel that like you have to send a portfolio with 50 files and like 600 designs and stuff. And I want to ask, how, that's just my question. How do we get there? How do we actually push the work so that people will not tell you that before you get this job, show me all of your designs? I mean, like, why? Why should I show you all my designs? I say I can do it. Let me do it.
I'm waiting for the slides. I don't know if I go ahead and answer that because I'd actually address that in my presentation. So, okay, great. So, I'll answer the question later. Yes. We have spoken about the experiences. Real quick, I just want to ask, pardon? Real quick, I wanted to find out from 2 or 3 people why you decided to go into freelancing. I know why I went into freelancing. I like the work-life balance. I like the fact that you get to enjoy foreign currency in Ghana. So please, if I can get just 2 people to tell me why they, yes, please. Microphone.
All right. So I'm David. The main reason why I decided to move into freelance is because I felt the work that I was doing initially wasn't something that I found so much joy in. I was teaching. I studied linguistics, but then the zeal and the passion to follow the path of IT was so great. So I felt that it would be good if I put in more energy. And moving into the freelance, because I had to do a lot of self-tuition, applying for jobs, they're like, did you do BSc computer science? Did you do engineering? No, I didn't do that. So I have to work on myself, put out my projects, and see if it will sell, then I continue with it. Yeah, so the main motive of moving into freelance was to at least get the free space to be able to delve deeper. Yes, because if I'm to move into If it had been the other traditional means, it would be very tough for me. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Please, any other person? Okay, okay, cool. Okay, great. So, one reason why. Okay, cool. You can talk.
Okay, so I'm John. So mine was the effect of moving from the traditional system of direct system we have over here, because it's the typical 8 to 5 system. But with the freelancing, you are being challenged to do things on your own, and also at a different time frame. You are being given different target rates. You are not being only glued to the normal traditional 8 to 5 system that we have currently in the country.
It's looking at.
One reason why I decided to go into freelancing, which I believe is a reason for most of us, is to be able to tap into the global market. So in this day and age, I think social media is the easiest way to tap into the global market. So we're going to be talking about how to optimize social media, take advantage of it. Optimize social media, take advantage of it to be able to position yourself to attract the clients you need, and also build the leverage you need to be able to reach out to potential clients to collaborate with them. So for starters, we're talking about personal branding. In simple terms, personal branding is who you are, what you stand for, and what you want to be known for. Top of the list, personal branding starts with your name, especially online. So your name is your brand when it comes to online. I'm going to talk more about that later. I'm going to talk about the history of how we acquire work as I have come to know it. So before, when we were young, it was go to school, get a qualification, and then you build a skill, and then you get a job. Now, about 3-4 years before COVID, it was like we hit a hard reset. And then it became your skill, your qualification, and then you. So I have a couple of friends who actually decided to skip school, build a skill, and then they are well employed now. Now, what we are heading to, it is becoming more of you as a person, your personal brand, before your skill, and then your qualification. And so if there's ever been a time it's been important to build a personal brand, it is now. Because we have the entire world at our feet because of social media. I'm used to wireless microphones. Okay. Please pardon my voice. I'm used to wireless microphones. So, like I said, we're going to be talking about using social media for personal branding. Now, there are two things I have experienced using social media. There are lots of advantages that come with building personal brand on social media. But the two most important are positioning and leverage. It answers the question you asked. So, building a personal brand on social media allows you to position yourself to attract your ideal target audience. And then it gives you leverage to be able to reach out to the people you want to collaborate with. So if we want to talk about some of the advantages aside the position and leverage, we're looking at increased visibility, which is a good thing because more eyeballs in turn become an increase in your conversion rate. We have credibility. People get to trust you because of your brand online. We have the fact that you are able to command higher rates. Of course, there's a way you look online and the way you appear online that affects the way you charge people for your services. And then you are able to build a community. A community is very important online these days because you are able to have people that are loyal in your corner and they are willing to pay for your services at every point in time. Now let me go back to the position and leverage and tell a story. So I spoke about collaborating with a business in Israel. This business reached out to me. It was a digital marketing company. They had started an audience targeting platform. And they needed people to onboard. Now, I am a paid media expert, so that is my field. So they reached out to me and said that they wanted to collaborate because they have seen my work, and then they wanted me to collaborate with them, try and drive traffic to their platform. So we did that. Now, my collaboration in the UK is different. I saw this person online. I think they were doing great, so I followed them, and then I sent a message. I am sure the only reason why they responded was because obviously they checked my profile. They were convinced I had enough to offer them. So we continued the conversation, and that was how the collaboration happened. Now, to answer the question he asked, he said something about people always requiring you to bring a long-listed portfolio with a long work experience before they work with you. Social media flips that. So most of the times, if you're starting out, you are told that you need to find brands that need you to offer free services to them. And then as you offer it to them, you build experience, and they leverage on that to get more clients. But like I said, social media flips that. You are able to leverage on content, which drives everything that happens on social media, so that you are positioned as an authority. And when people reach out to you, it is because you have been able to uniquely communicate what you are able to do that comes off as convincing enough that they are willing to pay you. So I just spoke about my experience. When I started, I really didn't have any experience. Of course, I'm not downplaying the place of working for free. I did that. But I can attest to the fact that the conversions I get from there were not as good as when I decided to take my personal brand online serious. So I posted online consistently for about 6 months. LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. And then something interesting happened. My first paid gig was, after 6 months, was around $800. Yes. So when I sat in the meeting with these people, honestly, I didn't have any experience then, physical experience. But I had put myself in a place to learn so much, I was able to speak as if I had done it before. Now that is what I am communicating. You need to be able to learn so much and produce content that is unique to the way you understand it, so that when people see you, they don't have a doubt they need to know your experience before they work with you. Now, I'm not saying be all talk and not have results. I just was able to communicate my value in a way that was too convincing. When I sat in the meeting with them, they didn't have a shadow of doubt I couldn't deliver. Asking me about my experience was the last thing they needed, because I was able to communicate what I knew, the unique way I knew how to do it. And of course, we got them the results. We made over $100,000 in that campaign, and it was one of the most successful campaigns I had run as someone that was starting freelancing then. So please, we need to take advantage of content so that we are able to build the leverage I just spoke about. Now, there's a flip side to posting content online. I see people try to become content creators, and that is how they burn out, and then like, this thing is not for me. The whole idea is not to become a content creator, but to be able to express yourself and what you do in a unique way that tells your story. There's a difference. Content creators are the people that are constantly posting, leveraging everything online, trying to build a big following so that they're able to secure brand deals. But for you as a professional, the whole idea is to be able to show up online in your own unique way, share the story of your progression and what you are able to do, so that when people see you, they are convinced you know what you're about. And in that case, it takes a lot of work and dedication to what you do. So I'll bring a story in my experience. I'm a paid media expert. One of the biggest challenges I found was that when people run ads, they expect to get sales. But ad platforms do not promise sales. They only promise traffic. So if you go to Facebook and decide to run ads, Facebook is not going to give you sales. They are only going to give you traffic. It is up to you to know how to convert the traffic into sales. But most people think it's the other way around, because there are times you click either the boost or use Facebook Ads Manager or even Google Ads, and they have people coming in to buy. But people did not understand that we have segregations in every market. So we have the 3% that are always readily available to buy, and then we have 30% that are probably in the information gathering stage, and then a bigger percentage, 60%, who don't even know they need your service. So I put out a content. It was a carousel for LinkedIn. I think the title was, "You don't have a traffic problem, you have a conversion problem." That was one of my best performing carousels on LinkedIn. And I got 2 conversions from that. This was me identifying a problem I knew in my niche, and then making content out of it the way I knew how to speak to the pain points of my ideal target audience to get them to convert. Now, that is what I am teaching today. To be able to create content that is unique, that is based on a problem you know is... I'm a bit nervous, please pardon me. To be able to create content that is unique to you and what you understand, so that you're able to reach your target audience. So I already spoke about the advantages. We're talking about how to make this achievable. How are we going to make our brand online achievable? We're looking at highlighting your skills and your experiences. And I already talked about that. If you don't have an experience, take advantage of content to share what you know in your own unique way. We're looking at showcasing your relevant certifications and industry recognitions. This is something that is very important, especially on LinkedIn. LinkedIn allows you to add your certifications to your profile, and then you should be able to share testimonials or case studies. The truth is, people trust what other people trust, and that is why most of the times, if you want to apply for a job, they're asking you for experience, because if you've been able to do something for someone, then it is easy to do it for another person. So it is important to share your testimonials and the case studies. Let's move on to optimizing your profile online. Now, this is a quick exercise I want us to do. I'm sure some of us are familiar with it already. Okay, any other person? Okay, this one.
I searched my name and my Instagram came up.
Okay, that's great.
That's good, right?
Okay, so I'm Kali Shaleb from University of Ghana. So I searched my name and then everything about me came.
Okay.
My LinkedIn profile, my Instagram, my Facebook, YouTube, literally everything. It's even describing me.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's great. So Google is the biggest search engine platform. I don't think we can take any more. I think we're running behind time. So Google is the biggest search engine platform. Now, they gather their data from, like you said, social media platforms, blogs, and everything. And this data is gathered over time to show who a person is. So if you are seeing your name not show you as a person, then it means you need to take advantage of your optimization online. You need to be very intentional about it. And you need to start with your name. Your name is your brand. I spoke about it. You need to make sure your name is consistent across all platforms. I know people that don't like their names. I had friends like that. So they would always try and find some code name to try and appear online. And in the long run, it hurt them because people are unable to find you. People cannot trust you because if we're seeing a different name on every other platform, it is difficult to know if it is actually you because there are a lot of scammers out there. Now let's talk about your bio. It's like your online CV. The few words you put on your profile so that when people see you, they are able to say, okay, this is what you do. Am I able to work with you or not? So for your bio, usually, this is what I recommend. Let it talk briefly about who you are, who you help, results or achievements, and then a clear call to action. So in this case, if it was me, I would say, paid media expert marketing consultant. I help businesses increase their revenue by at least 20% in 90 days for who I help. If I wanted to be specific, I'll probably say e-commerce businesses. For my results, I'd say over 200K made in revenue, dollars. And then for call to action, usually I have a link in my bio for a one-on-one conversation. Let's write a bio for someone. Anybody? Okay. Please. Microphone. let's use this framework. So who you are, who you help, results or achievements, and then a clear call to action.
My name is Kelvin Onesimus Ajekum.
Okay.
I am a teacher. I have an NGO that channel towards IT. We help communities and then put small-scale enterprises on the digital map.
Okay. For
You
results
could
and
just
achievements.
locate me with just type in the name Kweku Ejekum.
Okay. How about the results and the achievements?
Well, I've had the privilege to work with a lot of IT companies in and outside the country. I've worked with a lot of NGOs, and I am privileged to be working for one of the ministries in Ghana as we speak.
Okay, great. Are you going to add a call to action?
Please, he said,
Are you going to add a call to action? How do we contact you? How do we reach you? Are you going to add anything?
I love emails, owurakwekwejekun@gmail.com.
Okay, thank you. So the next thing is SEO. That is the keyword and search terms you add in your profile or your bio. Now, social media platforms are now optimized for search terms. So you need to be able to include words that are related to your niche so that people are able to find you easily. For example, you can add, so for me, you can find paid ads added to my name on Instagram. Now, that's a way we hack our visibility online to make sure that whenever anyone types paid ads online, my name is going to show. You can also add any other terms related to your business, so marketing, targeted audience, revenue, paid ads, anything that relates to your niche. The next thing is to have a professional outlook. You need to be able to show up online in a way that speaks to who you want to be. And you start with your profile picture. It is very important. I have seen people lose gigs because of the way they appeared online. And I've seen people take gigs because of the way they appeared online, even though the people that lost it were equally as qualified. So it is imperative to take your personal outlook serious. Let's explore some of the visibility hacks. Take advantage of online forums and communities. It is very important. You get to meet people and you can drive them to your social media platforms, online webinars and courses. It goes two ways. Either you're the one hosting the online webinar or someone is hosting it. Either way, you are able to drive people to your social media platforms. Networking is very important. Coming to an event like this, meeting new people. You can as well drive that traffic to your social media, publishing articles and blogs. And the one that is least spoken about is leaving valuable comments under posts. So I had an experience where I had this person I look up to in the industry, so I'd regularly check their posts and make comments. I know people want to do, thank you, this is impactful. Yes, but sometimes if you're able to go beyond that to say something that contributes to what they are saying, or even contradicts it, if you are confident about it, then it makes you stand out from the crowd. So I did that one time, and someone commented under my post, and then it was a back and forth. We moved it into a DM, and it became something else. So you can take advantage of valuable comments on posts under industry leaders. Let's jump right into the professionalism. I think we already spoke about some of the challenges we have been facing. And as one that worked as a freelancer for a while, now I have an agency, procrastination was one of the biggest problems. Because there are no traditional structures like how you have it if you are working a 9 to 5. So it is easy to want to, I'll do it. I'll do it. I know I'll do it. And then over time, you realize that it ruins your relationship with clients, and then you are probably not able to build on that as a referral or as a testimonial or to get review to get new clients. So we need to pay attention to procrastination. Difficulty in setting boundaries is least spoken of. What I've found is that because we approach businesses as individuals, or they approach us as individuals, they sometimes want to take advantage of us. So even though you have a signed document, you're like, oh, can I get one extra review? Can I get one extra targeting template done for me? Can you just open my targeting? Even though you have specified, and this is because they know they are dealing with an individual, and it is easy to manipulate an individual emotionally. Oh, boss, I beg, So we need to be very careful of the boundaries. We need to be strict of it, because what happens is you end up working extra. You don't get paid for it, and in time you feel undervalued, and it can affect your work. The next is distractions. This is so true, especially for the social media managers, because you have to make a post. You go online, there's a funny video or a meme somewhere, you get stuck on it, you watch it, your posting time has passed. You have to go and report to your boss. Time management. Once again, because we don't work with traditional work structures, it is easy to be deceived by the fact that you have enough time to do what you have to do, but it is very important to pay attention to your time management. With this, you can do the Pomodoro thing where you have 25 minutes, you work, you take a break, and all that. And then inconsistent income. This is true. So if you're a freelancer, you'd realize that there are usually seasons where you have a lot of gigs, and there are dry seasons. And most of the times, if you don't take care and you don't budget well, you'd find yourself regretting your decision to go into freelancing because you think life is being unfair to you. So usually when it comes to the inconsistent flow of income, you need to try and learn a lot of budgeting so that you're able to put money down for some of the dry seasons. And the other thing is the fact that because we don't work in the traditional system, we don't get to enjoy some benefits, health insurance, all those things, allowances. So you still need to take money from whatever it is you're earning to sort out all those bills. So budgeting is very important when it comes to freelancing. And then self-promotion. This is one that I think a lot of freelancers struggle with, because you need to find a way to market yourself, show up online consistently, and still meet deadlines your clients are giving you. So most of the times, you'd rather just skip your own brand and focus on the deadlines, because that's where the money is coming from. But if we are really going to be honest, building this brand for yourself is a long-term thing, and it's always going to serve as a cash cow if you invest in it. So self-promotion comes on as one of the biggest challenges I have found as a freelancer. Let's talk about pricing and negotiations quickly. So I always say you need to do the value-based pricing. It's the one I like to do, where you focus on the value you are giving them over the resources and the time you are going to spend. Of course, there's the hourly and the project-based, which are like industry standards that we all use. But most of the times, I advise you use the value-based pricing, because usually in that case, you're able to charge more. And then we have the add-ons and premium packages if you have them. Now let's talk about negotiations. I always advise that you negotiate on terms, not price. So this is what I mean. Let's say you set a particular price point for a negotiation, and the client says, oh, can you beat it down? Instead of actually beating it down, add one extra thing for them. So you can say, okay, instead of 5 edits, you get 6 edits. You get 7. In that case, you are offering them something you know will not take from you, but you know that if you cut down the price, at a point you are going to feel like you're underpaid, and it's going to affect your delivery of the work. So always negotiate on terms, not price. Of course, know your worth. If you know your worth, you'll be able to establish clear boundaries, and you're going to be strict about it. We already spoke about boundaries. And then be flexible. So I have seen instances where you know the value they are trying to give you is below what you want to take. But when you analyze the situation, you know that this person can bring me more clients if I get testimonial from them. So in that case, you need to be flexible. You need to be able to understand that probably it's a new market you are entering. So you need to be able to get some testimonials so that you are able to get more clients. So in that case, you need to be flexible. And then you need to communicate effectively. I've seen people enter negotiations, and then instead of telling the client what they are not happy about, they will come and tell me what they are not happy about. But I'm not the client. People feel shy when they have to be confrontational and then have the honest conversation. And then in turn, it hurts them because they are always going to feel like they are undercharging or they are undervalued, and it affects the delivery of work. You need to demonstrate your value. And this one is important. You need to be willing to walk away. It will hurt you in the long run. So I worked with this client. She wanted to run a campaign in the US. Now, in paid advertising, the competition here in Africa is way less compared to the competition in the US and Europe. So, for example, if you paid $10 a day here in Ghana, you could probably reach 10,000 people. But in the US, you reach, say, 1,000 or 2,000 people. This person came to me with a budget of Ghana, wanting a reach of US. She wanted to sell in the US. I knew it wasn't going to work. So I said, no, we need to increase your budget, we need to do this. Because she didn't even leave room for A/B testing, trying out target audiences and all that. I was like, okay, let me try. She wanted me to work magic. So I did that. And I'm sure you can all imagine what happened. It failed. And then, now it didn't look like it's because she didn't listen to me. It's because I don't know my job. If I had walked away, I wouldn't have had to deal with that uncomfortable situation. And it affects your brand in the long run, because then if she's talking to another person, oh, this person cannot get it for you. He doesn't know what it's about. Meanwhile, other people have benefited from your brand because they listened to you. So in that case, I always say you should be willing to walk away if the client is not willing to listen to your professional advice, because in the long run, it will hurt your brand. Client objections. This is the easiest one you'd find. Your price is too high. I just put a response. I always like to talk about value, because I have come to experience that if you are able to prove the value you are going to give to people, they would find you the money they swore they never had to get that particular value from you. So it's usually not about price, but value. So in this case, if someone says your price is too high, if you're not going to walk away, then you can change the conversation, make it a value-based conversation, and it'll get you the money. Okay, so can we pay less upfront? I'm going to skip this part, my time.
You're going to get the slides afterwards. If you fill out the form at the end, get the slides. Just so you know.
Okay, effective communication, you need to be able to communicate clearly. So the initial communication, we have the check-ins and the updates where you constantly update them on their progress, and if there are going to be any delays, you look at the feedback loops where you are going to take feedback from them to use as testimonials, and when you're handing them over the project, make sure you capture everything. Now, mental health, this is a big deal I think most of us ignore when it comes to freelancing, because we're usually isolated, we work alone, we don't have contact with people, and it affects us. So these are some of the things you can do to check your mental health. I'm going to quickly talk about the freelancer's journey. Now, I'm a marketer, so I'm very biased when it comes to structure. I like to always do the funnel thing. Now, a funnel simply is a process you pass your target audience to, or your prospective clients through till they become paying clients. So we have the awareness, that is when they become aware of you. We have the consideration stage, where they are in talks with you, they are gathering information, comparing you with other people. And then we have the conversion stage, where they actually make the purchase or they sign a deal. And then we have retention. That's where you make them happy and you open the door for repeat business. Now, repeat business are important because the cost of acquiring a new customer is expensive. And then we have referrals, where they refer you to other businesses. I think I have to skip 2 questions and answers.
So, let me just, thank you very much, Gabriel. So please, can we give Gabriel a round of applause? I'll let you answer some questions. We'll have a few questions. And please, I want you to see here, we have a lot of resources for you, right? Where different task management tools for you to help have a smooth process. A lot of people saying they don't know where to get remote jobs. These are different marketplaces. They can sign up and put your services there. I see people taking pictures. I'm going to move very fast. We have marketing, we have translation, we have graphics, we have IT, we have e-learning. So the reason I am not giving you those times to take pictures is because we want you to fill out one more form for us. For everyone who fills out the form, you have access to the whole PowerPoint presentation, including all our free resources. And whilst you fill out the form, We will also answer any questions that you may have. So, firstly, did you guys learn something today? Do you feel more confident going out into the freelancer world? Excellent, excellent. That's what we love to hear. Well done, really well done. So I have a new. Okay, so if you can scan this for me, I'll make it bigger for you. Whoops. Yeah. Right, so please scan it first. And then, do we have any last questions? The next session is about to begin. I've been getting some looks from the organizer, so to be very, very fast. But do we have any burning questions that have to be answered now? I see a hand going up. So two hands, I'll come to you. I want to do ladies first. So I see hand going up. Let me see the hands up. Was one there, there's one in the front, sir. I'm coming to you. Any other females, especially females? One more females in the freelancing world. Okay, at least we have two questions, okay?
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Nanefua, founder of Tech Chef Africa. Mine is actually Tech Chef Africa. Mine is actually not more of like a question, more of like an add-on. So I know that first and foremost, kudos on the presentation given. You did amazing. As a follow-up, I think a lot of us would love to more of like continue with the education that you've provided for us. So this goes to Newton, Isaac and his team. Maybe X Spaces, or let's say Google Meets, session that almost everyone here can join. Then you can take them through step by step, more of like being there as a lecturer, guiding people to actually do stuff and holding them accountable. I think that way people will start prioritizing their personal brand in the light that you've presented. So that's more of like a follow-up. If Isaac doesn't do it, I mean, you can take it on
I'm willing to. Gabriel, would you join me?
Okay. Yes. I actually hold some of them, but I'll collaborate with Isaac to do something.
We have a collaboration right now. Tech Chef Africa, Gabriel, Isaac, ITC. So we're here.
So 2 questions in one.
Okay.
You spoke about negotiating based on terms, not price,
Yeah.
and then being flexible because some clients might bring other clients. Yeah. So the challenge here is this client has this particular budget. They want this, these stuff. And if we are negotiating based on terms and not price, why don't you rather then say, okay, because you want to pay this, instead of 5 edits that I wanted to give to you for say 200 and you want 150, so now I want to give you 4 edits. So do we also now reduce value because of their funds? And then also the second question is, to what extent do you stay flexible because you think that client can bring another client? What if you are underselling yourself, and how do you actually get to that?
Okay, great. So what you spoke about, it was actually on the part where you tell them that, okay, if this is your fixed budget, then we can cut down on some of the things so that we stay in budget and we maintain quality. There's that. With the other part, I think is more of a designing thing. Sometimes based on the reach of the brand and the conversations you have with them, sometimes this is a big brand. And if you have it on your portfolio, you know that wherever you present yourself, if you say that I worked for this brand and this brand actually took you on and worked with you, then it means that there must be something you have to offer. So all those things count. You need to know the brand, their reach, and every other thing, yes.
Sorry to add on.
Flexible.
Yeah, but don't you think that it would rather be better if, for example, freelancers or we providing service, one come together to be able to demand more? Because most of these big brands actually take advantage of freelancers because they know that when the freelancer has them on their portfolio or whatever, it's good for them. And then over time, a lot of times they end up taking advantage of that. So people like you who are bigger in the space, don't you think it would rather be better for us smaller people that the bigger people actually advocate for better services and ask for bigger things so that the brands don't end up taking advantage of the creatives more.
So I don't think it is going to eventually change, because if you look at the way the traditional businesses are structured, their financial bandwidth are usually very strict. So I usually see it as a value exchange, where you are able to take advantage of a name of a brand to reach more people. So in that case, even though you know that this brand is underpaying me, your advantage is that you are able to leverage it. If you can't leverage it, then there's no point. But if you can leverage it, that I worked with this brand, I was able to produce this quality for this brand, I'm able to get you this result. I can make you $10 million from a $100,000 ad budget. Then cool, I did it for this brand. It goes on your portfolio and it is your advantage and it is your leverage. The whole idea sometimes is to be able to have a lot of work experiences, regardless of the money. Yes. Yes, please. Another question.
Thank you. Once again, my name is Vincent Lekiba. I'm the founder and CEO of Cribly. Yeah, so my question is that what are the efforts that we made in promoting local freelancing platforms like I mentioned? Because usually we promote this global ones like Fiverr and Upwork, and we know how much the competition is there. So how can we promote this ones? Like, so once again, I started one called Cribly, Criblie. Yes. So how can we promote things like that?
I think it's more of a marketing thing. You need to be able to market to the brand to a point and get a lot of leverage off the brand so that you are able to get people to come on board. So for someone that has started one like that, you should be willing to invest in your online marketing, your paid advertising, drive a lot of brand awareness, drive a lot of traffic, let people use the platform, let people make noise about the platform, and in that case, you'll be able to drive the traffic you're looking at. So thank you once again. My name is Gabriel Osepoku. You can find me on all platforms, Gabriel Osepoku. Thank you for having me.